The science behind the pest arrest trap. What is the problem being addressed by my product? The problem I want my device to overcome is the exposure to rats or mice. After doing thorough research, I have found that there have been many cases reported about rat bites and contaminations, which lead to harmful effects to the body. The United States has most cases that are caused by bacteria transmitted through rats, affecting a large amount of people. According to UpToDate.com, about half the cases that have ever happened in the US reported kids to be bitten, with approximately 20,000 rat bites happening each year. Some of these cases have said young babies and bedridden seniors were bitten by these malicious rats. Using my innovation, much less people will be under the risk of being bitten and harmed, preventing the dangerous impacts of the diseases created by rodents. So how is science involved? So my innovation will work with science as it will prevent the scenario from a rat bite from occurring, preventing the harmful diseases created by rats and rodents to reach your body and affect your immune system. Therefore, my innovation would incorporate biology and climate change by not disrupting the natural ecosystem from killing the mice and also by using recyclable material. There aren't any chemicals or poisons involved in trap, therefore the device is safe for children as well as pets. Let's talk about the biology of rats. Rats carry pathogens which result in diseases like rat bite fever, leptospirosis, and salmonellosis. Pathogens are anything that can cause a disease, and in this situation include rat bite fever, leptospirosis, and salmonellosis. Rat bite fever. It is a disease transmitted by rats who are carriers. There are mainly two types of bacteria, Streptobacillus moniliformis and Streptobacillus minus. Streptobacillus moniliformis is common in North America, whereas Streptobacillus minus is common in Asia. This bacteria can be found in the mouth, saliva, nose, respiratory tract of the rat. Streptobacillus moniliformis is included in the natural commensal flora in the upper respiratory tract of the rat. It should be assumed that each of the rat carries at least one of the bacteria mentioned, because currently there are no proper ways to determine the presence. This is due to Streptobacillus moniliformis and Streptobacillus minus being really difficult to culture, which means to grow and reproduce in order for diagnosis. Rat bite fever can lead to death. Kids about the age of 5 have a greater chance to be infected with rat bite fever since their immune system is still weak and they are more likely to consume contaminated foods. Similarly, old people 65 plus and pregnant women also have a weak immune system, so they have a higher chance to be infected by rat bite fever. Symptoms can be fever, headache, chills, vomiting, muscle pain, joint pain, and skin rash. Streptobacillus moniliformis. The structure of this bacteria is in rods which are filamentous, meaning that cells are elongated and they don't divide, gram negative, non-motile, and non-acid fast. Generally, this bacteria is straight shaped. The bacteria can be in two phases, bacillular phase and the cell wall deficient L phase, which means that the bacteria is shaped like an L without a cell wall. Streptobacillus moniliformis is in 50 to 100% of the rat's body. Rat bite fever affects a variety of organs and body systems such as the nervous and circulatory system. There could be brain-related problems like meningitis, which is brain and spinal cord membranes being covered in bacterial infection, and also blood-related problems like anemia, which is decrease in amount of red blood cells. Streptobacillus moniliformis looks like this. Leptospirosis. Critical bacteria disease that is transmitted from contact with rat urine, which is by eating food or drinks, caused by bacteria of the genus Leptospira, can lead to death and can also cause kidney and liver failure. There could also be cardiovascular issues, respiratory distress, and also meningitis. Salmonellosis. Caused by Salmonella bacteria, which is very small organisms that pass from the feces of rats. Affects digestive system. Bacteria starts to live and grow in stomach, attach to cells covering inside of intestines and attack intestinal cells. The symptoms include diarrhea, nausea, and stomach cramping. During my research, I also found rats often stay away from people and are lively at night when the area is quiet. However, whenever a rat feels intimidated and cornered, it would be inside a mousetrap. It lunges and bites in order to defend itself. So when someone catches a mouse and holds the hatch open, due to the mouse's natural psychology, it will feel intimidated because it does not know you are letting it go and will bite you, followed by running away. Rats have large teeth which can result in painful bites along with diseases as mentioned before. Examples of dangerous rats are the black rats, which is able to jump 70 centimeters into the air, climb walls, and jump onto your face. They can also squeal, scratch, and bite when captured. Solutions to these problems. The pest arrest is the solution to these problems as it prevents these diseases from being transmitted. For example, by effectively trapping a rat, it can no longer contaminate your food, and by including a release button, the chances of the rat attacking you is decreased as you will be able to walk away to a safe location after pressing the button. So the pest arrest accurately catches any rodent that is baited inside due to the range of the ultrasonic sensor detection. The sensor correctly measures the distance at any obstacle in its field of view by sending sound waves and receiving them once they are reflected back. This factor does not require any form of infrared radiation like the PIR sensor and also works perfectly with transparent objects and in any lighting condition. The transmitter is the one that sends the sound waves and the receiver is the one that receives them. In my pest arrest trap, once the distance of the ultrasonic sensor detects anything less than 8 centimeters, the servo motor moves and then closes the hatch, trapping the rodent inside. The impact of my innovation. Usually when you notice there's one rat in the house, there are many more in the attic or walls. Society will be positively impacted from my innovative trap as it is an improved version of the existing no-kill mousetrap. By providing an efficient closing mechanism, the chances of contaminating foods with rat disease and sickness decrease. For society, this innovative mousetrap is generally benevolent because it does not kill or induce pain to any animal or mouse. This type of treatment is acknowledged by the Humane Society and animal rights organization in America and also worldwide. Human health will also benefit because the less people would get sick from pathogens carried from rats. 10% of rat bite fever occurs due to Streptobacillus moniliformis bacteria, which is carried by rat saliva from a bite. Between the years 2000 to 2012, only 17 cases relating to rats were classified in California because many cases are undefined and go undiagnosed. It is very difficult to identify the bacteria such as Streptobacillus moniliformis, therefore there needs to be a mechanism to prevent the bacteria from spreading in the first place. With this device, there will be less of a chance to get bitten and infected with these diseases if the release mechanism is a button. Society will also be impacted because my device would allow a more efficient way to catch mice faster in their active hours in one night. My innovation device would make the method of disposing easier. All you have to do is press a button, then walk away and wait for the rat to leave a secluded area like in the forest, away from other homes. By not killing the rats, the natural food chain would not be harmed, indirectly benefiting other species that eat rats like raptors, weasels, and cats. Rats would not be in your household and instead in their natural environment where they can no longer destroy your homes from chewing on insulation and your couches. I would hope by making this device, a higher amount of people would remain healthy and safe. Thank you.